Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. And hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe. I'm going to talk about, Shohei Ohtani. Show me the money. Show me the gambling debts. What? Yes, this is just the beginning of a long story. This is probably going to overshadow the entire baseball season. Got the season off to a great start, didn't it? I will say this. That's what this video is about. Can you imagine, folks? Can you imagine if you are New York Mets had signed this guy? What people would be saying now? Just think about that for a second. It'll be the LOL Mets. Mets are gonna Mets. Well, the Mets aren't involved in anywhere near this insanity. As you know, the interpreter for Shohei Ohtani had $4.5 million transferred from Ohtani's account to a bookie or bookmaker or gambler, a professional gambler. Professional gambler that is under federal investigation in Orange County, California. And this has been a big story. From what I understand, there are other athletes involved in this story. Now, Ohtani obviously has a lot of stuff going on here. A lot to unpack. A lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. His involvement. When did he know it? How did he know it? Well, obviously they knew about it prior to them putting out the interpreter, having to do this interview with ESPN. And obviously the ESPN didn't go well with the lawyers that work for Ohtani and work for the Dodgers, saying that Ohtani has been fingered and knew about and participated in these transfers of money to the bookie. I would mention that in California, sports betting is illegal. It's not legal everywhere. It's legal in New York, but it's not legal in California, and it's not legal in Texas. So he is possibly participated in illegal activity. Now, in this channel, I like to be very honest about the players. I like to be very honest about what I see in terms of the play, the quality of the play, the quality of the player. There's no doubt that this player is very, very talented. But I have I have a lot of questions about him, which really had nothing to do with really his gambling. Who the hell would know about any of this? My questions are basically about how he's able to recover after pitching and then being able to hit the way he has over the last 3 years. How's he able to play on that level, even half that level, and not be able to sort of get himself up and ready, specifically when he pitches, and the next day he's able to sort of, bounce back? I sort of have my questions about it, which I thought was what we were going to be talking about if anything came out about him. But that is an aside. Major League Baseball's history is littered with guys that have been sort of kicked out of the game. Probably the most famous and recent one is Pete Rose, and of course the sort of the infamous one of the Black Sox scandal of Joe Jackson, and the 1919 White Sox having thrown the World Series in 1920. After that, Major League Baseball said you cannot be involved with bookies. The letter of the law is extremely strict on that. According to reports, MLB is not going to investigate this situation with Ohtani, and which I don't understand. Okay, they're already kind of like, trying to cover this up. You cannot cover this up. This could be really bad for this player. The best thing that MLB should do is say we're going to investigate, see where it goes, and that's it. And then they could just quietly, tamp it down, because they're going to try to do this. I would mention that during this report that I read from ESPN, DraftKings was involved. DraftKings has had sort of a strange kind of history. They've been kind of on this sort of line of being a racket, being a gambling racket, and not just sort of a betting app. And MLB is in bed with them. All these leagues are in bed with the gamblers. Okay, whether it's legal, it doesn't matter. And I would say this, and I've said this in the other videos on the Baseball Hut too, is gambling is illegal, in my view. It's illegal in a lot of places still, and to me it is a sin, because it not only hurts the person that is spending all this money on things they can't control, it hurts families. And particularly endorse it. I don't endorse it at all. You'll never see me have any kind of sponsorship of any kind of gambling app. I look at it as gambling. I look at it as a racket. I don't trust it. No one should trust it. Now these apps, I watched a lot of Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. And one of the episodes they had, they followed a bunch of gamblers around that would spend money on these apps, on these gambling apps. And they would lose money so quickly. Hundreds of thousands of dollars within minutes. And they give you credit in the beginning, but that's how they hook you in. That's how they get you in. They give you a credit and you can't stop. And gambling ruins so many families. So me as a family man, I don't want to be involved in any of this stuff. So I can sort of say, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be talking about this, but then at the same time say, oh, why don't you try this app? I don't want to ever have to tell anybody to bet on something that I don't think is something you should be doing. And then someone coming to me at some point, coming here to the hut, said, look, you made me gamble on this and it ruined my life. I don't want to deal with that. I don't ever have to deal with that problem. But again, to go back to the Mets a little bit, the Mets were torched about not signing this player. They were belittled by the media, belittled by accounts like Frank Fleming and all these anti-Met fans like Joe and Clark and this angry Mets fan that has an account and all these angry people that are online. How stupid do you feel now today that the Mets did not sign this player and he could be possibly involved with a major gambling scandal? I had not said this on videos. I thought this to myself for quite a few years. That we're going to see a major gambling scandal involving one of these leagues. And now we're seeing it. We're seeing the beginnings of it. This is going to get ugly very quickly. And thank God. Thankfully, the Mets did not sign this guy. Thankfully, they didn't make him want to be here in New York. Thank God. That might be another reason why he didn't want to be here, too. Is that he likes that quiet life. He doesn't want to have to deal with obnoxious New York reporters nosing in on his business. I would mention this. After the game on Thursday, the media wanted to talk to him. And the Dodgers security would not let the media anywhere near his locker. It wasn't a situation where they were talking to him and he wasn't talking to them. They would not let the media anywhere near him. This guy is a problem. And I mentioned in other videos over this past winter that the guy was not well liked in that Angels clubhouse. Okay? And a lot of players behind the scenes are very angry that he, in particular, along with Yamamoto, held up the free agency in December. To now it's gotten so bad with the Major League Union that the union is kicking out Tony Clark and the rest of the leadership. They want new leadership there. And then pissed off that the CBA screwed a lot of the players at the bottom, and now they're having to revolt. And now you're seeing it live. I've not done a video on that. But a lot of this is Otani's doing because he gave the owners a reason to hold up the market. With his little tour, his little bullshit tour, everybody knew that he was going to go to the Dodgers. This has been one of the most well-kept secrets of the last 2 seasons, that Otani was going to the Dodgers. But this asshole held everybody up, made a big stink about it, brought out this purse puppy of his. Then people are like, well, what's the name of the purse puppy? I'm not telling you. Doesn't anybody ask themselves the questions, what's the matter with this fucking guy? Nobody ever asked that question. I will, because I have a working brain. I have a working brain that tells me that something is not right in the state of Denmark. Something's not right in the state of Otani. That's for damn sure. Well, let me know what you think about this video. I'm okay. Getting all excited here. Let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. We'll have plenty of stuff on the Mets. I'm excited for the season. You should be excited for the season. And thank God the Mets didn't sign this gambling degenerate dandy. And of course, have a good day. And I'll see you later.